She makes terrible pancakes. My whole life she made terrible pancakes, and I love her so much I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I just choked down her terrible gravy pancakes my whole life. And then eventually when I got out of grad school, like when I was like 25 years old, I was like, Mom, can I tell you something? She's like, what, sweetie? I'm like, your pancakes are bad. She's like, what? I only put 10 pounds of sand in them. But she got better. She learned how to make good pancakes.
Let's do Mama over there.
So last year at ACL, I was 6 months pregnant with this little guy and asked Johnny Cruz for his parenting advice.
Oh.
So would you give me some parenting advice?
You were asking the wrong
You are going to be a parent very soon.
What was the advice Johnny gave to you?
Boost it.
Listen, you can spank your kid every once in a while. Just not bare ass in the middle of Walmart. You know, don't do that.
Learn their names. Then find out their interests.
Me
Get to know them.
Yeah.
No matter how, go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know. Well, we all had a good upbringing, right?
Yeah.
I would say support them, but temper their expectations. Like instill the ideas of hard work and try to keep them off that screen for as long as you can.
Yeah.
Just as long as you can. You know, if you got to go out to a nice dinner, you can put on a little Fighting Nemo, but I don't know. It's tough. It's tough these days. How do you keep your kid off the screen? I got godkids, and I watch my one in LA, and he's just like, Paw Patrol. And I'm just like, Paw Patrol.
Yeah, it used to be.
Einstein, give me Einstein. Let me read a novel.
Yeah. When we were growing up.
We were growing up, and like 3 years old, we always were like,
Mommy, I want to learn the equation of the equals MC squared. When I was a kid, we lived on like 1,000 acres, and I basically was just 3 years old. I was like, ah! Just like running around in the woods, killing stuff, and yeah, it's just the worst.
My parents were great, and I had a sister, and they treated us very fairly. So it was, I think that keeping the balance and not favoriting or treating anyone differently. We were always the same every single time.
And don't refer to your parents or your kids in the past tense if you still have them. You still have a sister. You were like, I had a sister.
I had a sister.
She's fine. We hung out last month. He still has a sister. What's your parenting advice? Come on, Max.
well,
You gave it.
didn't I say something? Maybe Einstein. My parenting advice.
What would Cy Thomas' parenting advice be?
Okay.
What else we got? Who we got? Me. Whoa. Let's do gentleman right there, gray shirts, great head of hair. Yeah, that's you.
Thank you. This is for all of you. Have you ever had a character, and if you have, who is it, whose lines were so ridiculous when trying to perform them, you just could not stop laughing at yourself?
Tuxedo Mask. I'll teach you the ABCs of justice. Beautiful girls like to feel pretty. I won't let a villain like you steal their lipstick away. It's just unbelievable the amount of BS that comes out of that character's mouth every episode. It's 80% of what I say. And Moonlight Night is even worse.
I got the good fortune to play Rubber Soul in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I got to say all the name-worthy stuff, and I was amazed that we had that one weird line where I take Jotaro by the throat and say, "Tell me I'm lucky, you barfing butt munch!" What are we talking about? How did that get through? Max has never done voice acting before. It's a tragedy. Are you on your 15-minute break? I didn't realize we were going to take breaks.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I have an extra banana here if you want it. No, not that. Max, tell your story.
I don't have any.
Great. Next question.
Hooray!
Let's do way in the back behind the lance. Yeah.
I think.
Oh, he's holding the lance.
Yeah.
Oh.
How many
Oh, it's King. Oh.
It's basketball. Spears beer.
How many different projects you usually do at once? Like, not really more characters per like project, but like separate projects, like different animes, different games, like at one time.
How many do we work on at the same time?
That's
Like
a
for
good
this
question.
month.
That's
Yeah.
a new question. That's a brand new question.
In
Ding,
a
ding.
given week, you could be working on
A typical session is 4 hours, 9 to 1, 2 to 6. If you're kicking butt, you might fill out your whole week, which and you might even do more
projects.
with different projects. Yeah, so you could literally be doing 10 sessions a week, 12 if you're like
more.
or more.
Well, there's a lot of 2-hour sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a good example is last week. I had a day, or this past week, I had a day where I had 4 sessions in the day. I had my morning session, and then I had to jam to a studio to call in to another session, and then at the same time, I accidentally double booked another session, so I had to do both of those, and then I had to go to my 2 to 6. So I did 4 different projects in that day.
Yeah. And like when I first started, when I did my first lead at Nickelodeon, I was working with a veteran voice actor, and I was all pumped because I was working every day. You know what I mean? And I was like, yes, I'm working every day. He's like, oh, cool, man, good for you. And then I'll fill out your week. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, fill out your week. All day, every day. And I was like, oh, boy, I got a long way to go. And there are some weeks where we'll work that many sessions. There's some weeks where they'll be lighter. There's some weeks where we'll have maybe, 3 or 4 things a week or whatever. It all depends. And there's no stability. But we could be working, if we're repeating, I would commercial projects like video games and cartoons and stuff. I don't know.
It's tough because those are extended. It's not like a film, right? A film, you work for like 2 or 3 months on the film, and that's all you're doing. But for us, we did a video game that's been going on for like 2 years. So, but we work on it like once every 4 or 5 months. So, is that considered like we're still working on that? So
Yeah.
I guess that's added to the mix.
So a bunch. I have a little note in my phone that is unreleased projects.
Yes.
That's like
To be honest,
40 projects long.
Yeah,
So.
you could probably figure it out if you go to IMDb and just like look at all the projects that are released in a year, and then like that's what we're working on. Plus commercials, plus
commercial.
promos, plus
None of that
iteration.
stuff goes on IMDb.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, of course. Sir.
Let's do right up here. Hi. Great. Hey.
I keep Prompto close to home, and I'd have Prompto be Falcon. He's basically just the same guy with guns, but he gets to fly. So I think he'd let him. I think he'd be too scared of too much change. Like if you suddenly gave like Prompto like the Hulk powers, I don't think he'd be able to mentally go through it. He'd come back down off and just be like, ah. Who'd you be?
Noctis would be the Incredible Hulk because he's got muscles, you just can't see him. So when he turns into his big green self, he'll actually be able to show everybody his muscle. Very excited for that.
I feel like Shred is cocky enough that he would want to be Thor, like get all the ladies and everything. So that's. Yeah. I don't think they're friends.
Next. Oh, we've got a lot of questions. What's
15 minutes.
15
We'll
minutes.
go a little faster. Wait.
How do you guys feel about the Persona 5 dancing game?
How do you feel about the Persona 5 dancing game?
It's gonna be great. It's just gonna be great.
My character was announced. It's gonna be weird. My lines are super weird. Why am I dancing? I think it's gonna be cool though. That's it.